I've seen a lot of videos over the years, and I've lived a life now in my 40s, and I look back on a lot of amazing women who happen to be single mothers, and I've thought for many years about what would be the realistic code of how they can make a transition from that to a two-parent household. Listen, if you happen to have kids when you are young, you may get incredibly lucky and find somebody else who's in their 20s. You might do. But I want to talk about what's probable and what the majority position is. So if you're in your 20s and you got one kid, then realistically, probably your man is going to be minimum late 20s, probably 30 plus. And if you've got more than one kid, then it's incredibly unlikely he's going to be in his 20s, and more likely he's going to be 30 plus. Now, even then, obviously there's going to be an element of hard sell where in order for a relationship to have any chance, he needs to get to know the woman first and know whether you actually get on. And then from that, think about whether they want to go into the family household and get to know the kids and be an instant dad and have that continuity. If somebody's already got kids, I can see that being a much easier transition for most men. I'm not talking about everybody again. But if they don't, I think that women will find it much harder in general, obviously. But I think they just got to play that long game. And I think in general, they need to play that long game anyway. And by that, I mean, if they meet somebody who's amazing and he's just not up for the instant father situation right away, don't do what I've seen on lots of videos where you're expecting this person to finance you and your kids. If anything, and I've always thought this, go out of your way from date one to show that you're not going to take the piss, that you actively want to pay 50-50, and that reconfirms in his mind he is not paying for your kids and he's not expected to. He's literally just getting to know you, and again, you will set yourself apart as not being a piss taker. I did a video a while ago, some woman was on a first date and she was trying to order 10 meals for her 3 kids. And that was just never going to happen. Surprise, surprise, that date ended there. Right, so you're on your first date. You're focused on presenting yourself in the best light possible. You are not a piss taker. You're on top of your beauty. You are an agreeable person, which just basically means you're good company to be around. And hopefully you're still in that fertility window. If the type of man you're looking to date is likely to be within an age range where he's still going to want to have kids, obviously you yourself's going to need to be in a fertility window. And if for any reason he's already got kids or he doesn't want kids, then of course it doesn't apply. But I want to talk to the majority of men want to have their own family at the end of the day. So he's getting to know you, you're getting to know him, and there has to be a match. It's not that you're going to go for any man who happens to tick some box of stable and financially viable. Of course, you need to have some similar interest. It needs to be the stable kind of personality. How is that going to happen? I think that the additional effort that's required for single mothers, and I have seen this, you need to maintain contact with this guy and a group of guys. Until you are in a relationship, you are single. So just maintain loose contact with a lot of guys, like fishing rods. So you're going to have like 10, 20, 1,000 fishing rods just bobbing there and you're the bait, I guess. But you're not going to present yourself as bait. You're just going to maintain contact. You're going to maintain the good vibes. You're going to live your life. You're going to have some varied interests. You're going to make sure that should you be invited out, you're still agreeable and you can actually get childcare and it's not some massive task. If somebody asks you out, that you can actually go out, that type of thing. Right, and you're not always too tired, and you got to put in that bare minimum effort. Focuses on beauty and agreeableness, and then you'll be fine. And I guarantee, listen, if that's the bar where a man has to take you on and your responsibilities, such as your kids, and he's there, the more that he gets to know you over time, that bar for him will be going down. So occasionally you'll be going out with somebody else and it'll go back up again and it'll come down and you're still there. You're still consistent. You're still maintaining that loose, friendly contact. You're still on top of your beauty and all these kind of things. You represent good vibes. And as he gets to know you over time, he's getting closer to that bar. But then there's a window of consideration that will appear over time. And that's when things can happen. The potential for you to get to know each other a little bit more than friends and you see where things go. So you may well end up drifting away again and coming back. And he might actually end up drifting away again and coming back. But you maintain your consistency on top of your beauty, on top of your agreeableness. And you just never know. And I can't think of another way it can happen. And of course, you can still do your online dating and you might just meet somebody out and about and things like that. But you're still going to be up against familiar obstacles about somebody wanting to take you on and your responsibilities. And again, can happen. Focus on your beauty, focus on your health, focus on just putting in the effort. And I think that is the type of effort I'm talking about. So on your status, say for instance, you're still doing interesting things. Say on his status, he's doing interesting things, and periodically just put that effort in to make a comment, and you're not expecting anything from it. You're maintaining contact. Again, that bar for him where he wants to get to know yourself and your family in the whole unit is coming down over time. It will come down over time. I think a lot of the time as well, and I did make reference to it a little bit earlier, is people hardly go out once they have kids and the kids become their life. If you don't put yourself in a position where you can actually meet people, guess what? You're not going to meet them. And I think sometimes ladies prioritize kids above all. And if that's where you're at, you're not actually in a dating circle, so let's not pretend. But if you're actually serious about dating, then you have to make the time for it. It's not that he somehow fits in some magic pinhead of time availability in order to get you and then take on your responsibility, ladies. You're going to have to put in some minimal effort. And again, that minimal effort is just arranging childcare, time to get to know him basically, and you can build up this relationship. And even if that doesn't happen straight away, do not delete block. You need to have a longer term vision and just try and maintain a friendship, and he may well drift back if he's of the caliber where he could have been that long term potential. Those types of things. Let me know. That is Stephen.